mic. So it should be up and running. Excellent. All right, and I think it'll show here later. Okay, nice. There it goes. Alrighty. All right, welcome back to the channel, folks. Welcome back to the channel. This is the Pitch Side Report. We talk about soccer, football, the beautiful game that we all love. And we are touching over a little bit about Ten Hag as far as what we expect over the weekend. We touch a little bit over the Porto game. Obviously, a lot of people have already talked about it in general, so I'll touch on that as well. And then previewing the weekend, will Ten Hag make it through the weekend? We shall see, because after this, we're going to have a couple weeks off, at least from the Prem. And I think that'd be the best time for the owners to let him go. I mean, that's honestly where we're at this point in time. And it's his own doing, his own doing. He's not at the levels that we need him to be. Not the levels of the team aren't where we need them to be. And it isn't a surprise. I went in expecting us to lose the game, which we easily could have lost. We were just lucky that Porto really wasn't feeling it on the day, and then overall they're not the same Porto as we grew up watching with the Pepes and all the other Portuguese ballers. But let's go ahead and dive into this press conference, pre-match press conference for Aston Villa versus Manchester United. This is going to be just Ten Hag. Probably won't watch the Emery one.
Mainu and Mount, will they be available? And secondly, I think you said on TNC that don't judge us in this moment, judge us at the end of the season, but that requires patience. Do you believe there is the patience within the fan base and the structure that you'll be able to see through this period, and what will you need to do against Aston Villa?
I'm not thinking about such issues because that is not a topic. We are in there together, the ownership, the leadership team, the staff. I appointed the new staff. We bought again new young players, and we have to integrate them. Like we just talked about Manuel Agata. So the sixth position was absolutely one of the topics we want to sign for the season. But he needs time to integrate, and I know in top football you don't get time. They have to perform immediately, but that's not always realistic. And
yeah, this guy, I mean, he just constantly thinks he needs time. Players, everybody needs time, more time. I mean, how much time can we really give this guy? Obviously, we're not going the right direction that we expected to go, and that should be what it is. You know what I mean? It should be, they should be calling it, right? They should be calling it. I understand not letting someone go in the middle of a game or in between games, but I definitely think it's the time now.
He has to get used to our game model. He has to get used to his teammates. He has to get used on the intensity of the Premier League. So it needs time, and so we have more positions where we need time. Where I'm very pleased the return of Rasmus Højlund. I think he had a good return, but we didn't, and we couldn't play him in the first 2 months of the season, and hopefully he.
Again, another reason why Rasmus Højlund, this guy's waiting on him to come back to try to save us. I mean, that's not what we're wanting to be. Rasmus Højlund, I get it. Like, if you're on the boat where you like him over Xerxes, I feel you. It looks like one of the other. It looks like Højlund does a little bit more looks than Xerxes, but Xerxes far better the player. We need someone who can hold the ball at the top to drag in and allow our midfielders to get into the game. Højlund, his first touch is simply not there. The skill level is just simply not there. Even the goal he scored yesterday, which I'll talk about it more a little bit, but I mean, goalie really should save that. I mean, so it's so tough when you get scrappy goals like this, and people are saying, oh, this is why, we've been waiting to have him back. Rasmus Højlund is garbage, honestly, garbage.
He's now fit. He keeps improving in his fitness levels, and that he also has a consistent fit season that will help us. And there are so more areas where we will improve that definitely. And then this team can grow and improve. and then we will see where we will end in the end of the season.
Charlotte.
Mason Mount, so we had 3 players with issues going into this game. There was Harry Maguire, there was Alejandro Garnacho, and there was Kobbie Mainoo. And Harry Maguire and Alejandro, they made the squad, and they were capable to play some minutes, where it was Kobbie Mainoo, he didn't make it. It was too big risk. We have to wait, and we have to see if he can play on Sunday, if he's fit enough to start or be on the bench.
Charlotte.
Good evening, Eric.
Good evening.
Your reputation and your assistant, René Hakke, is built on organising.
And I'll say that that's what happens when you run a young player into the ground. I mean, that's basically what they're doing with Mainoo right now. I mean, he doesn't have a choice but to play him at this time, but you got to rotate the players. And this is what's going to happen. You know, we're going to lose some of the players that are honestly key and essential to our whole entire structure. And then imagine not playing without Mainoo for a long part of the season. I mean, who would step in? You know what I mean? Collier's young, but he's not Mainoo yet. So not a surprise, though. This is something that we've seen before with this manager.
Structure, discipline, but we're not seeing those values in this United team. Why can your players not implement what you have built your reputation on?
So what do you mean with discipline?
I mean, defending, not defenders, as errors. I mean, yellow cards. I mean, conceding within short spaces of time.
First, the yellow cards, you know, the yellow card of the is overturned from Bruno. And so they acknowledge there was a mistake on Sunday. And this was, I would say, was very, very unlucky. He gave everything to make a goal. He was in the right moment, in the right spot, and it came from the blind side. So I wouldn't address this as undisciplined.
Completely wrong. We were up against the wall, getting crushed by the opposition, and Bruno, out of frustration from a slip when he could have just go down, he wasn't going to get the ball anyways. He kicks out, hits the player. What happens in the Premier League when this happens? Any position on the field, players go down, make the most of it for the tactical advantage. I mean, if this happens to Bruno, vice versa, we see Bruno fucking taking his shirt off, screaming all over the field. He wouldn't let it go. So for it to be flipped, this is exactly what Bruno deserves. For them to overturn it, I think is really some insider bullshit, because we all know what this is like. You get frustrated, you haven't had the ball, you've been dominated the whole game, you kick out, you're frustrated, and you get caught. So that's what happened. Definitely a discipline issue. Bruno Fernandes definitely should never and should not have been and shouldn't be the captain of Manchester United.
And on the other part, yeah, we have to improve. That's for sure. But also, we can say we are very disciplined, for instance, in the first 25 minutes in our positioning and how we created the chances. In the right moment, we speed up the game. So I would not only address this as undisciplined, but definitely we can improve. And we have to improve if we want to make it a success. And we can only achieve, like last 2 seasons, win trophies when we improve. So yeah, we will work on this, definitely.
Nathan.
Hi, Eric. Harry Maguire.
This guy's forever going to throw the 2 trophy bullshit in our face. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we compete for. We compete for garbage trophies. You know what I'm saying? And then he has the audacity to throw it in people's faces, and people lick this shit up. It's fucking stupid. It's crazy. And this is, you see this in a lot of positions in the world. These people get in these positions of power, and they're just like, hey, but we gave you what we said we'd do, right? We would get you. We said we would get you a trophy. That's all that matters. That's like, dude, no, the play has been horrible to watch. And at the beginning of this year, it's even worse than it was last year. How much more time do you need?
I said on TNT that he felt the reason behind the goals conceding quickly is a mental issue. Going to Villa Park, that's another really tricky atmosphere. How do you give the players the belief? How do you solve what he thinks is this mental issue?
What is the mental issue? So that is a range, it's a spectrum of topics, and you have to address it right. So this team has the belief that they don't give up. So they have, in that range of mentality, and they have a strong mentality. But in some other parts, they have to step up. And if you want to win trophies, yeah, definitely. And in some areas, we have to improve.
Last question.
Eric, Diogo Dallo's been playing at left back. He played a lot there last season, but he's been playing quite a few games there this season, obviously due to the injuries. How impressive have you been with him in that role? What does he need to improve on? And why have you selected him rather than Mazraoui or Martinez to play there?
Yeah, I think they can both play there. But for the patterns, I prefer this moment Diogo. But both, of course, are right fullbacks. And that is another area where we have a personal issue. And already for a long time, we have a personal issue there. So definitely we will improve as a team if we get there a consistent left-footed left fullback. So we are waiting for Luke Shaw, we are waiting for Tyrone Malacia to return in the squad, because that will definitely help.
Did he just say Luke Shaw? Bro, Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's doing it right. He's playing the beautiful game. Never has to play a game. Just shows up for practice here and there. Says I'm injured. The moment he can be ready. Genius, man. And he's making a killing. Absolute genius. He's garbage, though.
Consistent performance levels.
Okay, thank you.
And there you have it. You know what I mean? More gaslit commentary from the man himself. Maybe it's like a language barrier too. Could be that, because yeah, watching the interviews sometimes is quite frustrating because the answers never really get answered. Now they're asking pretty decent questions, but he's good at either playing dumb or just avoiding the conversation. But hey, Porto, we played like garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like, people can say, oh, we started off hot. Again, 2 goals that the keeper truly should have saved. There's no build-up play, no structure play. You know what I mean? It's just go out there, hope that the defenders make a mistake. When they make that mistake, hopefully you guys are in the right positions to make something happen. I mean, that's simply it. You know what I mean? We're up 2-0 and it doesn't even look like we're dominating, and they were able to equalize the game. I mean, less than 10 minutes, you know what I mean, together. So it's like you see it crumbling and you do nothing about it. And this is Ten Hag, you know what I mean? This has been Ten Hag. So it's frustrating. It's frustrating, you know what I mean? The odds are even on Aston Villa to win this game, which, you know, big money. Sometimes they this is not how it should be. We should always be expected to win. So, you know what I mean? Like, he'll probably go into this game and say, oh, they were a tough team. We were the underdogs. We weren't expected to get a result. And that's what people will use as a scapegoat. It's just god-awful where we're at. As far as a prediction, these can always change because the lineups aren't out. So it's really hard to really gauge on who's going to be in the game and who's going to be really able to give us the opportunities that we need to win. I'm going to say we lose again, though. You know, I hate to say that Manchester United's going to lose, but the way the team's playing, he says that the discipline is there. He says that they're all together. I don't believe it. I don't see that happening. I mean, body language from the beginning of most games is pretty poor and pretty negative overall. So I'll say we lose this one 2-0 or 3-1. You know what I mean? I'll give it those two, but I don't think we draw. I don't think we win. And that is what it is. You know, the way Aston Villa's been playing, Emery, maybe not the best play style, but he knows how to get the most out of the team in most cases, right? Arsenal didn't give him enough time, but anywhere else he's been, he does well. So we're currently sitting in 13th place. Aston Villa's in 5th. They've only lost 1 game. We've lost 3 games. Yeah. The way that momentum swings, I would assume that we're going to lose this one. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, we need to get the guy out of here. And from what it looks like, the only way we're going to get him out of here is if we lose. So, you know, I never want to hope for us to lose a game, but, you know, it's for the greater good. All right, as far as the other match day predictions, Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. I'm going to go with Liverpool on this one. Probably 2-0, 3-0. Liverpool's away, but Crystal Palace has no firing power whatsoever. Arsenal versus Arsenal versus Southampton. I'm going to go with Arsenal winning. It's a home game for them. Brentford versus Wolves. This is going to be a big game, but I think Brentford's going to come out on top. Man City versus Fulham. Man City all the way. Fulham, people will be sleeping on them sometimes, but they're the away team this time, so I don't see it. Even if they sit back, I eventually feel that Manchester City will get an opportunity to make something happen. West Ham versus Ipswich Town. I'm going to go with West Ham because Ipswich Town's the away team and smaller team, though. Ipswich Town is playing, you know what I mean? They're not out here just praying for results. They're out here trying to get them. So much respect to them, and hopefully they can get something, but I don't see it in this particular game. Bournemouth versus Leicester City. This is going to be one of those later mid-table battles for sure in the future. So either team is definitely going to want to win this game, knowing that these points truly matter, at least against the opposition. I'm going to go with a Leicester City win, 1-0. And that's only because Leicester City's home. But the way that Leicester City has been playing, the momentum is definitely going away. What do we got here? What happened? Are these old? Oh, no, these are the coming ones. And then what do we else we got? We got Everton versus Newcastle. I mean, I'm going to call Newcastle winning this one. They are the away team, but Newcastle's strong opposition. You know, I mean, they got a lot of competitions they're in as far as the high quality competitions, but I still see them getting the job. They're getting the job done. Yeah, I already made my prediction. I think Manchester United will lose this game, 2-0 or 3-1. Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest. I think Chelsea's just going to keep on rolling, man. They're looking real good, man. Their B team is even looking good. Their defense, shaky. We all know it's going to be shaky, but if they can continue to put 4 or 5 goals every game, I don't think they're going to have any issues because you're going to have to score to beat them multiple times. Brighton versus Tottenham. Last game until the international break from what it looks like. I'm going to go with Tottenham winning this one. They're the away team, but I feel like they're picking up a little bit of more momentum after their tough start, I would say. Or the expectations are very high against Tottenham, but I think they're really where they need to be. I think they do handle it against teams that they should beat. And then obviously the higher teams, when their fan base wants them to win, but I don't think they're there yet. As far as the star power on the team for people who can get the job done in clutch moments. But yeah, man, that is the Premier League prediction for the week. I also talked over the interview from Ten Hag. But let me know what you think in the comments, okay? Again, this is the Pitchside Report. Talk about football, soccer, mainly the beautiful game that we all love to watch. But if you made it this far, I really appreciate watching. I'm going to do more live streams like this just until I can get someone else to chat with or, you know, fan base that likes to talk about football. Just love to chat about it. It's, you know, very interesting times that we're in as far as where soccer's headed, and then World Cup will be in my area in 2 years. So definitely want to get out there and do some fan cams. So I know that's a long ways away, but again, you know, if you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching. If you're feeling the vibe, subscribe, leave a like, comment. But yeah, until then, I will catch you guys after the weekend. Going to do another EPL recap. But yeah, till then, I'll catch you guys. Thanks for watching.